looking at question 5. Question 5, a hall charges $30 per person when 120 people attend. For every 10 extra people that attend, the hall will decrease the price. The price goes down by $150. So when more people come, I get $150 less dollars. What number of people will maximize the revenue for the hall? So we have to set up this question, but it makes sense sometimes to explore it more so we can understand how it works. So let's just map it out. Let's just give some examples. If I have number, if we're talking about number of people, and we talk about revenue, so number of people should equal to, when 120 people, it's $30 times 120. When it's an extra 10 people, 130, it's $1.50 less. So it's 30 take away 150 times 130, which is basically 130 times 10. Let's write it as, 120 times 10. Oh, sorry, plus 10. Did I say times 10? Plus 10. Okay, then you have 140. When I have 140 people, right? When I have 140 people, what ends up happening? My price goes down by 150 twice. And basically it's 120 plus 10 times 2. And alternatively, when you do these type of questions, sometimes some of you will say something like, here, I'll show you. Give me a second. How am I going to do this? Like that. Oops. Let me move this down a little bit. Alternatively, if I have 110 people, well, that's the same thing as, minus 10 increase. So it's like 30 minus 150 times minus 1. That's the price, right? It's adding 150 now, right? Minus 1 increase of 10 people. There's a decrease of 10 people. And I get 120 plus 10 to the minus 1. So it's assumed, even though it may not be mentioned, that the opposite is true. If I have 110 people, or 120, or 10 less people, the price goes up by $1.50. So let's map this out. Let x, or r of x, represent the revenue generated for every 10-person increment of x, of people. Of x. Every 10-person increment, I won't say of x, x. That's what I'm talking about. So how do I write that? R of x is equal to, let's look at this. It was $30. Take away $1.50 for every increment of x. And here I had 120 plus 10 for every increment of x, right? So I had 120 plus 10x. If I increment 10 people twice, I get 140, and I decrease the price by $3. Okay, and we can see that this is a quadratic equation. Okay, and we can automatically see that it's in factored form, right? So at r of x equals 0, I'm going to get some value here. Whoops, that doesn't look good. Let's just draw it without any AI help. I'm going to get these two values right there at Rx equals 0. And the midpoint between that will tell me where my vertex lies, or my maximum. So at Rx equals 0, well, 0 equals 30 minus 1.5 x times 120 plus 10x. Okay, so what does that mean? That means 30 minus 1.5x is equal to 0, or 120 plus 10x, and I ran out of space, equals 0. Okay, this equals 0, or that equals 0. What does that mean? Negative 1.5x is equal to negative 30, which means that becomes positive, but I'll show you that in multiple steps. 30 over negative 1.5. That becomes positive, and we can multiply by 10. So it's 300 divided by 15. And I say x equals, well, what's that equal to? 2. 20 divided by, actually, it's equal to 20. Okay, so I have x equals 20. Actually, I'm not sure which one it is until I finish this.